2, 1, go! Welcome back, everybody, to Roll for Damage, where I take this wonderful group of nerds through my homebrew world in a Rise of Tiamat campaign. Kind of Rise of Tiamat adjacent. They're not really the good guys, they're just seeing a lot of the events from the side. But before we get into tonight's story, I want to thank a few people. Firstly, to Hero Forge, our sponsors for the season. You're amazing. Thank you for sponsoring us. Hero Forge is an online customization tool for creating miniatures. They have a ton of races, weapons, and assets to use to make your character be whatever you want it to be. I said last week I would have the models here, and then I cleaned my study and put them back in the living room. So there you go. Sean's got it. Look at the cool colored minis. Look at them. So yes, you definitely want to check out their miniature creator. It is free. You can play around with it. You will spend way too much time procrastinating doing that, but it's a lot of fun. So go check it out at Hero Forge. We have links in the description, in the panels and stuff, and in chat, so you can go check that out. Yeah. If you sub to them, you can have cool little tokens as well for your favorite VTT, which we will be using eventually here. But Theatre of the Mind has been very fun the last few weeks. I'm going to keep that going. And Sloane just let us know that she broke her character's arm again, which I'm trying not to laugh at you. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyways, next I want to thank Bree for her amazing art. Right now you should be able to see Saros on the screen. Looking very murdery. She does an amazing job. She does all of our designs for our streams, plus the character art, along with a lot of help with the tech and admin. She's really, really good at just about everything she tries, apparently. So thank you very much. We really appreciate you. And yeah, if you want to go check her out, we have her links in the panels below. She does commission artwork. Go have a look. And lastly, to Sirenscape, who you're going to be hearing a bit of music from. There's an awesome online player that we use for our music and ambience and whatnot, and I'm still figuring out all the bits and bobs of it. But if you want to see a pro at it, you should head along to Paradise RPG, which leads us into our intros. Sean, say hi.
Hello everybody, my name is Sean. As Nova hinted at, I am from Paradise RPG. I am the DM over there for our flagship show, Advantage in Paradise. And we have plenty of other programming there as well. Every Thursday night I hang out and build minis, build terrain, draw maps, all sorts of fun stuff while Shannon bullies me and Nova protects me from her in chat. But yeah, check us out at Paradise RPG. You can find me all over the place at Odo_Sean. And I have been using Sirenscape pretty hardcore for the last 2.5 years, so I know quite a bit about it.
All right. Next up, we'll just go to the other person from Paradise. Shannon, you want to say hi?
That's me. Of course I want to say hi. Hello, everybody. I'm Shannon. Tonight I will be playing our party barbarian, Sloane. But on Mondays, I play our party rogue, Scarlet, over at Paradise RPG. Don't listen to Sean. I do not bully him on Thursdays. I have lovely, insightful conversations, thought-provoking conversations, and it's a lot of fun. I've also started playing Overwatch with him, which has been a treat, I guess we could say, because I've never gamed before. So
yeah, I bully her about that while she bullies me about other things.
Mutual bullying. Mutual bullying. I'm also our community manager. We have our next one-shot in Paradise coming up on Saturday, April 17th. We are going to be playing Disaster Hamsters, which is the new adventure from Plot Hooks. We're very excited to play that. I will be playing Scarlet as a hamster, so that'll be real interesting. So yeah, come check us out on social media. We'd love to have you in Paradise.
Yeah, Shannon definitely doesn't bully anyone. At least know where you can see the bruises. So we'll move along to Shelby or Wystle, who's got a bunch of things to say about herself and a new project, and I'll be right back because I forgot that the sun rises in Australia and it's coming real hard through the window.
Hi, I'm Shelby, or Wystle. I'm from the channel Wystle While You Work. It's a channel where I tell stories of my D&D experience and draw whatever fun fantasy stuff comes to mind. And I am playing Relia Silverfond, who is our Wood Elven Shaman Wolf Mom. I do have some really exciting things to talk about. The biggest being Bards for Bards. This is a charity drive I ran last year with Joe Cat and my sister, and this year's coming back, and it's even bigger. We have a lot of amazing creators on here, like Dingo Doodles came back. If you remember, they were on the stream. She was on the stream last year. We've got Jacob from XP to Level 3, Rune Smith, Vitamin Ditter, Cammy Cat, Joe's, of course, coming back, Dabby Chappy. There's just a lot of really cool people. We have events planned all month. I highly recommend going to check out the Bards for Bards Twitter. It's at Bards for Bards. And we should have a calendar out for you guys soon. We have a one-shot going every Saturday, one of which Mike is DMing for us tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. We're doing an Owl Goblin one-shot where me, Nova, Kieran, and Evan from Wonders and Blunders is all going to be in Mike's fun world. Lastly, I have one of our... I already spoiled it. I have one of our giveaway items for Humblewood. From Humblewood, we were sponsored by Hit Point Press for our final live stream. As you can tell, I can't keep up with this. During the live stream, we have 18 Humblewood books to give away as we meet our stretch goals. And if you enter the Bards for Bards Art Challenge, which is a challenge we ran last year, draw a bard. Any bard, submit it to us at our email. All of the information is on our Twitter. You could win one of the fancy Humblewood books. We have 2 of these to give away that we'll be giving away to 2 people who submitted for the Bards for Bards art showcase. Look at them! They're so pretty! Thank you, Hit Point Press, for sending us some books and partnering with us for this event. Roll for Damage is going to be making a few appearances. Nova is running our one-shot for our 24-hour live stream at the end. It's going to be great.
I have already submitted my bard, and I want my book, please. Anyways,
I hope.
Which, kind of leads us into our next person, as Mike is definitely running a one-shot it'll be finishing in about 24 hours. So why don't you tell us about yourself and that?
Yeah, hi, I'm Mike. I play Leaf, the Rudy Tooty Catboy Shooty. And I'm the DM over at Wonders and Blunders. We're like a 5e horror comedy podcast. We play 5e, and I am running a Goblin one-shot tomorrow for Bards for Bards, which is tentatively, and I guess officially now, titled Goblins Rob a Very Old Man, and that is also what it's about. It's going to be a laugh, so you should definitely come check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're infiltrating a very old wizard's birthday party.
I believe that none of those characters have any idea of like self-preservation, so
they're all doomed.
Yeah, I give us an hour, maybe 2. I don't know if we'll be able to make the 3. But we'll see. Okay, and that leaves us lastly. I'm aiming for you first. And lastly, we'll go with AgentNumberOne. How you doing, mate?
Hey, that's me. I'm AgentNumberOne, also known as Kieran in the real world. I am a member of the Wonders and Blunders podcast, where I play a giant lizard folk barbarian, as well as do the sound and music for the podcast. We're reaching the end of our season 1 and our 100th episode coming up very, very soon. We've actually recorded it, and we're really ahead of the game on our editing schedule right now. We're prepping for season 2. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely nuts. I can't wait for it. I also can't wait for this Bards for Bards, because I'm going to get to play a goblin. I've played in some of Mike's other goblin adventures, and I can absolutely promise you they are hog wild. So I am very excited about it.
Okay, so as we do at the start of each session, we nominate someone to be our recap person. And since they told me that they have been taking notes this season, they should do it. I'd like to formally announce that Shannon will be doing it for the rest of the season.
I thought you announced that last week.
The worst. Can I give it to somebody else, please?
Sure, only because you seem very unhappy.
I told you I was unhappy with it.
I know.
Before we started. No, it's fine. I'll do it. I have 2.5 pages of notes, though, so buckle up.
I mean, look, dot points is fine. Like, just...
That's what I took, dot points.
I got 4 lines, if that helps.
All right.
How is it that I took notes and I wasn't even there?
Okay.
It's a good suggestion. Roll to see who ends up getting it.
Yeah,
sure.
That's what we used to do. Yeah,
All right, D20.
I'm not here.
D20 between whoever's been nominated or wants to do it. Highest one.
I did it last week.
It doesn't matter. You've been nominated. So let's see. Roll, everybody.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say just roll a d6 and then there's 6 of us, but
no,
your ideas
I mean
might
I'm
be
not
better.
doing it. I do everything else. I don't have to do the recap.
Got a 13.
13. What else we got?
I got a 12.
What'd you get, Shannon?
Well, it didn't. Hold on, I'm having trouble.
Who got the 13? You're about to get it. 3, 2,
I got an
1. 8. Okay. 13 gets it.
Okay. I think I remember what happened. Saros got cut into little itty-bitty bits by a member of the Bastard Five named Payne. We found out that Payne had left their calling card on his chest and stomach saying Payne and Chosen. At the beginning of last week's session, we took Saros to a healer. I don't remember his name, but he was old and very rich. And his family name was Vaughn. Yes,
Zephin,
and they are the
Zephin Vaughn.
Zephin Vaughn. Thank you for this. They are the second most powerful family in the city, and one of the people who are going to be bidding on us because we're going into a bachelor-style mercenary, I guess, charity auction, where a bunch of the most powerful families in Etrelon are going to be bidding on us for various duties. While healing Saros and saying that it was best that Saros healed naturally rather than getting healed up with some sort of spell, he let us know that the task that he wanted us to do was to kill the father of another family so that the son of that family, who he was kind of okay with, would be able to take over and hopefully lead that family into a more, I guess, stable state, or what he thought would be a more stable state. He then left us alone and said we could have whatever we wanted. So we ate some food. We got a bunch of healers to go in and sit down with Saros and start helping him out. Sloan made Auric and Leaf eat something, which they hadn't done in quite some time, while we talked over our options, deciding that we had to hear what all of the families were going to offer before we decided to do anything, and also thinking that we were going to try to get them to maybe get us through the trials of the 5, if possible, as Saros was now going to have to survive for 3 days while being chased by madness as the first trial. While we were discussing that, we heard a terrible dripping sound from the other room and went back in to find the healers had been, one of them torn to pieces and the other one just gone, and there was just blood everywhere. They warded the room, came back in with new healers. Saros woke up. For a little bit, we filled him in on what was happening. He asked to be healed, which I think makes sense. Harkin, also known as Harding, came and talked to us, told us a bit more about what the different families were going to do, and said he was getting the hell out of this city before the 5 showed up to start wrecking our shit. Saros thought maybe there was a possibility that he could get onto Yako's ship, the iridescent dancer, to outrun madness and maybe keep some of the damage away from the city. And then he pieced out. We asked, and then we asked the Vaughn guy for a bunch of stuff, some books. Sloan wanted a trainer and got the living shit kicked out of her by some sort of broken monk barbarian monster that Nova built, who's also mean, like just on top of that. Mean and French.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Chat, do you feel caught up?
Summed it up.
That was pretty good. Yep. I'll
Mean
say that.
and French.
Yeah. Okay. So many things I want to say about that particular line, but I'll just leave it. Anyways, okay. That was a pretty good recap. So as the session starts, Sloane had finished her training with her trainer. Did I ever give you his name, or was he just like, fucking come here, punch? Okay, at some point he'll drop his name. His name is Pierre. And
Pierre, oh, perfect.
what was that? Sorry, say that again.
You heard me.
Okay. He's only getting
Of course,
friendlier
that's
now.
his name. Jesus.
Auric, you did have books delivered to you by an assistant. They are in a language you don't speak, some sort of archaic Etrodalian, and will take you at least a few days to decipher before you can start reading them. Which you've probably already started on a little bit. I won't make you do any rolls for it. You have a high intelligence. You're just slowly chipping away at it. And I can kind of imagine that you have, like, Gladstone sitting there, like, as soon as I start figuring out what this says, you're being used. He was just, like, sitting there looking on in trepidation.
Yeah, and that morning I had to slowly summon him from Saros' arm.
That's right. Or the night before, you didn't really sleep, and once he's summoned, he can stick around, yeah? So...
Exactly, yeah.
He's fine. Yeah, he might be a little bit reluctant to be playing your games. Leaf, Varn did not return until the early morning, and you're already asleep or resting somewhere, so a note has been left under your door saying he's free all morning to meet with you. Should you want to get access to the book in the vault. And you all will wake that morning to Harding, who is waiting for you in the kitchen. You can smell sizzling ham and bacon, toasted bread, mushrooms, sausage, egg, and an assortment of other breakfast foods.
Pastries? Pastries.
No pastries.
Damn.
No pastries. This is like
No,
a full
only
English
white
breakfast.
chocolate raspberry muffins.
Ew!
Yeah. There was a sorry, just as a quick aside, there was a comment, I don't know if it was in our Discord or on the video of like, I don't know what those are, but I must find them because I want them now. And I was like,
They're
I
so
don't know if
good,
they're
and I
just
don't
an
know what's wrong
Australian
with you,
thing.
Shannon.
Chocolate?
Okay. Sure. Anyways, so you all slowly rise. I'll say most likely Sloane rises last due to being a little bit sore from the night before. And make your way down to Harding. There is a pot of coffee being made. He's got his beans and he's brewing that for you. So as you all sort of make your way down there, sleepy, except for probably Leaf, who's had the zoomies since 4 a.m. You know. Oh, really? My mic is crackling? Excellent. Thank you. I will get on that in just 1 second. You'll make your way down there. You'll start seeing each other in the hall, sitting around the table. He hasn't talked anything just yet. He's just cooking. So if you guys want to chat amongst yourselves, go for it. And I'm going to fix my mic.
Good morning.
How you feeling,
Sean is
Saros?
Better, but I still feel like I've been more or less diced up like an onion. The wounds
I
will
ask
take
just-
some time to heal.
Okay. I'm just wondering if our timer has begun.
And I think I would look down at like the still kind of like half sutured wounds that probably got interrupted when the healers got cut to shreds and then like restarted after they rewarded the room. I believe that the visit may have interfered with their handiwork a bit. And what of you, Sloane? I think most of us could hear your wails of agony from the other room.
Well, on that, Sloane isn't there yet. Do you want me to cut to Sloane?
Oh. I turn around and just be, oh my God!
You're seeing
finally.
things.
Excuse me, and I like shuffle everyone out of the way and just grab like a chocolate croissant off the table, and I'm like, oh my God! These every morning we can never get to any of these before her. I suggest we hide as many of these as we can in the meantime. It's maybe our only chance.
Oh my God! And here I thought you were gonna bring one to me. Nope.
Sloane. On waking, you find yourself with no appetite. You feel slow, lethargic, like a piece of you is missing. You had a very broken sleep. Memories of combat, both fresh from the night before and old, very old, flashing through your mind as you walk down the hallway towards the kitchen. When you approach the door to the gym, which is just to your right, and the kitchen maybe another 20 feet past it, you feel your shadow self detach from you and enter the room. Can I get you to make a dexterity save?
I can use my real
Mm-hmm.
beside that.
If you want to, only because there's no dice coming from the screen right now. I do apologize for my mic crackling. I'll try to fix it again in a second. Yes?
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
But it's a 4.
Okay. Before I continue, how bad is the crackling? Should I fix it now or keep going? Anyone want to talk? No? No? Hello? Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I
as
think
bad
we're
as
okay for a
usual.
little bit. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, I'll fix it in just a sec then. So, you fall flat in your face. You're too tired and sort of weary to put your hands out and stop yourself. You just like hit the ground and you roll onto your side and like clutch your ribs where you're bruised, and you look through the door as you see your shadow self just moving in.
What did I trip over?
Did
I trip over the shadow?
Yourself. It was the sort of discombobulation of a piece of you pulling out without your because usually you activate it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can I follow it in?
You can. 1 second to fix this because I get messages about it being very bad.
Okay. Oh, I hope there are chocolate croissants when I get down there. Those are my favorites.
Don't think I've ever had a chocolate croissant. I've been traveling with Sloane for so long, I've forgot the taste of sweets.
They're actually quite nice in Etredale. They prefer to use 2 lines of chocolate instead of just the center ones that you get up in Duskfall. It's honestly, the quality here is greatly improved from the other cities.
So, as you go to stand up, you put your hand on the ground to push up off the floor. You can see that your arm and hand is very gaunt. The bones showing vividly in your hand, like you've lost a lot of weight in one night.
Like my sword hand?
Yeah, both hands, really,
well,
as you push off the ground.
Hands. What?
Your
okay.
strength, dex, and con are halved at the moment.
Why? Like the total score?
Yes.
Oh. What happened? What did I do? I fight that hard?
So, as you stand up and follow the clone of yourself in, it says nothing, it just looks at you and turns from its bare form into a simulacrum of you, dark and shadowed. It stands in front of you and holds a large weapon in one hand. You recognize it as your sword, its shadow version pointing straight at you, with this look of rage and hatred and disgust cast across its features. its eyes quickly shift to the weapon rack in the corner and then back to you. And it nods to your question.
Well, take that hint, and I go pick up the biggest sword that I can muster off that weapons rack.
Thought you might.
Give me a second to
So
have my scores in D&D Beyond.
okay.
8.
So I'm going to keep going. As you pick up the weapon, it gives you no chance to actually be ready, and it strikes out at you. As you turn and pull your wooden, dull weapon up, you just see the blade cut into it and stop at that sort of like heavy metal center. And as it does strike, you see this pulse out from its heart with red light that traces like fire through its veins. So it just pulses red as it strikes out at you across its chest, arms, and all the tattoos that you have as well.
Okay, so like, did I get it? Like, I'm holding it off right now.
Yeah, you've blocked.
Yeah.
And you can now make a roll for initiative.
Okay.
And it has the exact same stats as you, so this will be fun for me.
This will be real fun. That is a 24 natural. Oh, wait a minute. I rolled at advantage. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Are you rolling on your physical dice or in the game? In the
21.
You've been trained.
Yep, I have, and I'm not happy about it.
21.
21.
Okay. And then it will roll when it wants to. But 1 second. You'll do that. And done. Yeah. So, it rolled a nat 20. So, as you pull back to strike, an arm just cannons out and punches you in the chest, knocking you down, and it steps forward, raises up your gigantic Khopesh one-handed, and swings it down at you. It's going to make 2 attack rolls at you. So, let's have a look here.
Why? It's mad at me.
Don't worry about it.
Do let me know if 25 perception, passive perception allows me to hear this at any point when it gets out of control.
Well, I just crit, so...
Stop that!
The damage on the unarmed strike is not huge, because of no dice roll, so it becomes 5 whole damage. Plus 2? 2 for your rage. 3 for your rage? What are we at now? 2 for your rage. Yep.
3.
So...
3.
3? Okay, so 8 total damage. And then it swings your gigantic blade down at you, and that sort of flare of red shoots out. Where is your weapon? Attack. Another natural 20. I'm loving this. I want to play
Why?
For a total of 35 plus 3 damage to you, as you try to bring the weapon up and it just gets slammed into your chest, and its shadow blade cuts into your shoulder, and you feel it sort of like its dark energy scrape across the bone for yanking out. As it yanks out, there's just a spray of blood that goes up across the roof. You can make your attacks now.
How many points did you say that was? Damage?
That is 38 then, and 8 on the first strike.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I will just kind of scream as that, blood sprays across the ceiling. Just be like, "What are you doing?" And then just kind of try and just attack back with this wooden sword that I have.
Yep.
Do I
use your great axe rolls, and that'll be fine.
18?
18 misses.
Oh, my AC went down by a lot.
It did, and it didn't. So you swing out at it, and it just kind of brings the blade down, and your weapon just clangs off it hard.
Okay. I forgot to rage, so I'm going to do that now. And I have another one, right? Yes, I do. Okay. I'm going to make this one reckless. Yep. Okay, that is a 24.
24 hits.
Good. D12.
Are you taking into account that your strength has been halved?
Yeah. Yeah, I halved everything in D&D Beyond.
Okay, cool. Oh, good. Just drops your plus to hit.
Yep, yeah. So 10 points of slashing damage. Oh, wait,
All right.
nope.
So
15 points of slashing damage. I forgot to add my rage bonus.
okay, and that gets halved because it's raging. So your weapon clangs off it, and you sort of just like thrust forward into its chest and then drag out the side, and the shadowy bits just sort of like opens up and wisps back into itself. You seem to do almost no damage.
Cool.
It looks down at you, and it slowly transforms back into the bear self as it grabs you by the head and neck and lifts you up off the floor. Make an athletics check. And I will do the same.
19.
Okay. Athletics. 27. It grabs you, grappling you, off the floor. It turns you to look at one whole wall of this is just one long mirror. So you can, like, you know, when you're fighting, you can see your stance and form.
Yep.
And it just stares at you in the mirror. Its eyes glowing this sort of reddish light as it seems to that pulsing is now solidifying. You can like feel this heat and rage coming off it as it stalks closer to the mirror and slams you face first into it once,
Yep. I knew that
twice, 3 times, and then throws you to the floor. Let me just make some attacks.
Anybody just hear a breaking mirror in the other room?
That you guys might hear. So let me just make some little attacks here. One.
She's just doing her morning calisthenics.
She's probably a little upset over that.
Does 19 hit you?
That fight.
Yeah, my AC's a 10 right now, so everything hits me.
Oh. 19 and third attack. Cool. And I'll just roll the damage for you. Normal. It's going to be the same. So it's 8, 16, 24 points of damage before it throws you across the room to the floor where you land with a heavy thud and it begins to stalk over to you.
Okay.
Now, it gets one more attack because it can use the... Well, it has all your features.
Sure
so
does.
whenever it makes an attack, it can make one extra attack. So it moves over to you, looks down, and you sort of feel this voice reverberate through your head and chest. Pathetic. Voice you've kind of heard bits of before is kind of moved between you and this other voice a few times, but now it's solidly this very masculine, aggressive voice. You were once rage and ambition. You fought for what was yours before you lost yourself. The fire in your heart has gone out. So I will take it. Take it until you accept the rage, my queen in red. And he's going to make one more attack.
Okay.
$20 hits, yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Cool.
Not cool.
The shadow bear throws the sword aside, grips you by one shoulder and then slams his hand into your chest, and you feel the talons curl around your heart as your whole body goes cold. And he grips it, and with a savage twist and jerk, tears it out of your chest and holds it up, and then crushes it in front of you. You can't draw a breath to scream. Your whole body shakes once in shock, and then your world goes dark. Back in the kitchen, how's everyone doing? You did hear crash, 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 a grunt, and then that was about it.
It sounds like a... I'm sure it sounded like a fight to us. Or did it just sound like...
It sounded like a fight. Yeah, just a little bit like a fight.
Okay.
There was weapons ringing off each other, and you don't know how she would do that by herself unless she's in there like a monkey with cymbals. So, you know.
Are those giant, like 9-foot guards anywhere to be found?
Sanguinar.
They are at the bottom of the stairs around the corner, and they left you to your own devices. You have the run of this wing.
I think upon hearing a fight, knowing it's a fight, I would run in that direction to holler up at one of those, because I'm in no position to be fighting much.
Okay. You arrive in the room just as this sort of like red mess hits the floor, and there's just wisps of shadow leaving. Sloane is on the ground with a red ragged hole in her chest, and this sort of like shadowy smoke drifting out of it.
Sorry, no, I'm running to the guard, not to Sloane. Is that the same direction?
Oh, yeah, it's like down the hallway past the room. I thought you'd be going down there and looking in. I thought you were running to there. I apologize. Well, you would see that as you run past, I guess. Do you stop or do you keep going? I imagine you would look in the room with the fighting.
I would stop.
I think that Oric and...
You're also muted. You stop? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I assume we're all probably running down that way. And stuff.
Yeah, I imagine Leaf and I would have moved towards it while Saros was going to get the guards.
Yeah.
Okay. As you all look in, you see Sloane, but she's thin, like she's wasted away a bit, along with, you know, the no heart.
And there's nothing else in here?
At the moment, no. You might see the shadow leaving her chest. There was that sort of wispy smoke leaving as the first you, which would have been Saros, entered the room.
What? I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Cure Wounds probably wouldn't work here. Doesn't really replace hearts. I think I'm going to try, not. Regardless.
Yeah. Oric is going to rush up also, and knowing that it's not going to do anything, will also try to pump in some healing words.
Yeah. I am going to cast... honestly, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 5th level.
Okay.
Am I at 0 HP right now?
As you... Yes. I could tell you how much damage was meant to be rolled, but you wouldn't like it. Yeah. So... You cast your Cure Wounds, and the shadow seems to sort of dissipate for a second, and then the blood just gouts out, streaming down her very quickly. And as the energy of that fades, all our cameras just went wacky. Yeah, don't do that. As the blood gouts out, the shadows then start returning, and the blood slows and settles again.
What's going on? What's happening? Saros?
I don't know. I'm gonna throw another cure wounds into her.
Okay. Make a death save, Sloane.
17.
Okay.
Is
You
there
throw
any
this cube in.
residual?
Yeah?
I was just going to ask if there's any residual like magic around her that might indicate any like what has drained her, because as far as Oric's mind is immediately like he's just examining the body.
Make an Arcana check at disadvantage.
You got it.
Just because of the type of magic.
Sorry, instead of Cure Wounds, I'm going to cast Beacon of Hope first.
Okay.
So that is a 28 for me on the Arcana.
Okay. That was a natural 20 someone just rolled.
Yeah, that was my disadvantaged.
Oh, okay. So you cast it and you kind of see that there's this dark, malignant, holy magic. Some deity's power has been here. And as you cast Beacon of Hope, you see this red pulse in her chest that flows like fire through her veins and pushes the power of your beacon away from her for a moment.
The sword. The Kopesh.
It's on the boat.
What else could it be? Something has drained her of her life force. There's residual dark holy magics here.
Is that what we need? Is that what we need to fix this?
What else would do it? Like it is this creature inhabiting her blade. It must have done this. What could drain Sloane of her strength?
Leaf is out the door.
What the runesmith said, that there's a bond between her and this blade.
I mean, it makes sense. I can't imagine it would have been any of the five after the wards they put on this entire place. But
Sloane,
Yeah.
you're in a dark place. And you hear the words, "Rise, Revenant. Prove your worth. Fulfill your promises." And your eyes open, looking up at Saros and Auric, looking down at you. You have no feeling of heartbeat. Your emotions are gone. You have none of the fighter levels, and you can't access your rage at the moment.
Okay.
To us, she's just opened her eyes with a hole in her chest and no heart, right?
There is now this sort of like shadowy skin that seems to be leeching out and like clawing at the rest of her, and like both of you make medicine checks actually.
instead of that, can I just cast protection from evil on myself?
Sure.
I will also make a medicine check. But I'm
Chat
definitely
says I wanted a
stumbling
permanent
backwards
death.
in a panic.
That would have been the
24 for
meanest
me
of
for
them.
medicine.
24, and from okay, both of those
19.
are good enough. You sort of inspecting end, and you can see that there's this slow creep out from the heart as more of her flesh becomes shadowy.
Oric, I've never seen anything. This is like a possession of sorts.
Possibly, but... Sloane, do you remember anything? What happened to you?
Do I remember anything?
You remember everything. But as I said, you've got no real emotions at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're sort of this blank slate.
Shell. Yeah. There was a shadow that looked like me, and it attacked me, and it made me feel weak, and it took my heart. I don't feel a heartbeat.
Was it the creature from the blade, the Kopesh?
Yes.
Killed you?
Am I dead?
I wouldn't.
Depends on how you would define
say you're alive.
Depends on how you define life.
But I don't have a heart. I don't understand.
What was the last thing you recall before waking up?
A voice telling me to rise. It called me a Revenant. And it said to accept the power and fulfill the promises that I had made.
Nova, do either Saros or I have knowledge of what Revenants are?
Make a history check.
That seems like the kind of necromancer shenanigans I'd be fighting. Yeah, only a 10 though.
25.
Have a look. Go home, Oric.
I'm really good at history.
Right. So, a Revenant, as defined by the Monster Manual, forms from the soul of a mortal who met a cruel and undeserving fate. It claws its way back into the world to seek revenge against the one who wronged it. The Revenant reclaims its mortal body and superficially resembles a zombie. She's not that decomposed yet.
We got two real undead looking people in this party right now.
You see, Oric would kind of... I imagine we've been kneeling over her. He kind of falls backwards, kind of like sits back, looking at her body and examining. Does she still look weakened and shriveled?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
At this point, Leaf, you went to the guards, right? Or are you running somewhere else?
I'm running to the boat.
The boat that's like several miles offshore?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you propose to get there?
As fast as possible.
Okay, so are you going to ask someone to borrow their boat? Or are you just going to like steal a dinghy and start fucking rolling?
I'm gonna steal. I'm definitely gonna steal. I mean, unless they if in my dream scenario is someone is setting off, they have just gotten their boat ready to go, they are on the way out, and I, with a flying kick them off their boat, and then take it.
Make an attack roll. With advantage, because it's cool. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not very good. That plus...
Okay, so you land next to him, and you start rowing. He's like, what are you? And he's just like, he's confused at what you're doing. He sits back as the giant cat man jumped on his boat. And he goes to like
grab... That's a 23, just to be clear, sorry.
20? Oh, because you rolled 2D. Okay. Well, he grabs the oar, and you kind of just put it over your shoulder and roll it, and he just flings off the boat into the air, just cartwheels. And you start rowing, I guess, towards the iridescent dancer. We'll see you in a couple hours. Back in the gym. There's a bunch of stuff I realize I neglected to do with there. You're meant to be house confined. Make a stealth check to get out without telling people, or are you just going to...
I'm going.
Tabaxi dash.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike. and Tabaxi Dash, so it's 240 feet.
Many move.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
no one's catching you. Okay. Even flying creatures aren't going to catch you at that speed. So cool. Warrant out for Leaf's arrest. Back at the gym.
A win, isn't there?
So you're standing over Sloan.
Yeah, Oric is kind of collapsed backwards, kind of hand over his mouth, looking down at the hole in Sloane's chest.
I don't understand, Sloan. Is this a pact that you've made with some sort of demon?
She's been revived necromantically. To claim vengeance for the unjust killing of her. But what you said, Sloan, do as you promised, doesn't make sense for a Revenant. What promises have you made, Sloan?
I promised to accept the rage when I took my sword.
Is the voice in your head, did it sound like the bear when you were risen? Was it something new?
Just to double check, Nova, was it the bear?
That did the heart tearing out?
No, I know the bear did that, but the voice that I heard.
Yeah, it's all kind of one and the same for you. You kind of the swords like appeared in several guises depending on your demeanor, the image is trying to portray.
Mm-hmm.
But this seemed to be a more truer essence to it.
Okay. So I'll just turn expressionless eyes to you, Oric, and just say, yes.
Creature is forcing her hand.
But it killed her and raised her against herself?
But if she promised to accept his rage, or its rage.
We've seen her rage. What worries me is if that is not accepting it.
Well, she was severed from it. For a moment, when I cast it away.
Am I dangerous?
Very. I've seen you cleave a man, lean in two from head to sternum.
I meant now.
I don't think you're any less
Too soon
dangerous.
to say. What do you want to do?
Rest. I don't feel very well.
Yeah, dying will do that to you.
Well, another thing added to the list.
Okay.
Lay down, Sloan. We'll see if the healers can do anything. In the meantime, perhaps some food.
I'm not hungry.
Oric, I am concerned. I am concerned, Oric.
Should be concerned.
This is strange magics well beyond my knowledge. The sword seems to bring nothing but trouble to her.
From the doorway, you hear this. I'll get to researching. He's like, walks head down the corridor away from you. As Harding was like waiting for you all to have breakfast and we just left there for a while.
To my knowledge, Saros, the only thing a Revenant can do is complete its task, and when it does, it can rest.
And the task is to rage endlessly?
To accept this creature, this, in the words of the runesmith, this god, into her. Gods have trouble influencing our world. She is meant to be his vessel. It seems.
I don't like it, but I understand it better.
Well, he is carving out a space for himself, or itself. But for now, Sloane, you need to rest.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else you wish to do here?
No, I mean, I think we would probably call for the healers if they're... I don't know if we have a little bell in Saros's room or something that says, my skin is peeling off.
No, you mostly go down to the guard.
Yeah. I would just pop down there and oh, I can't stop from saucing a guard. I think I would be like, you guys let something else in again. Can you get the healers? Our friend Sloane is very, very wounded.
As you sort of get around the corner, the guard sort of draws its greatsword and gets into a guard position. Since you've already had one member of your party just zip past it and run away.
I'm wearing like just pants and I'm completely cut to shreds and I'm just holding a tiny rock in my hand. You know, I think I'm kind of like arms out to the side, like, well, you wanna hit me? Is this a real amazing hospitality that you've been showing here? Do I look like a threat right now to you?
You have no spell components or anything on you at all? You're just in just pants?
Yeah. I mean, just the rock, which is my focus, but...
Okay. He sort of stands there quietly, and then a human servant sort of comes up, and he whispers something to him, and the human servant runs off. You wanted healers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they will be coming promptly. But for the rest of you, while you wait for healers and Speedy Cat to come back, what are you doing?
Great question.
Okay. Well, at about this time then, well, if you've got nothing else you can think of that you want to do, you will have a healer delivered to you. Relia is escorted by 2 of the tall armored guards and a small contingent of human troops to the base of the stairs. And they just... The guard, the heavy armor plate guard, just points up. So she'll be joining you.
Question, have I had time to get my wolf back?
Nope.
Oh.
You have been marched directly from your chamber you were kept in to here, and you're told to help.
Am I allowed to cast? Is that going to get me in trouble?
If you wish. You do not cast arcane magic, it should be fine, get up there.
And she goes, I need to see what I gotta do to resummon my boy, because he needs to be here. Right, he needs to be here for me to cast?
He does, but you might, if you...
I can't.
Might take you a little bit of time to get him, I know.
Yeah, I can't do anything. I guess I'd first... I'm a medicine woman. I'll first go and not expect what I'm gonna see, I guess. Have they told me who needs hurt, or they're just like, you
No,
there?
just get up there and help.
Okay.
So I guess, where is everyone? Sloane's in her room, probably just awake, staring at the roof in bed. Where are you, Auric, Saros?
Imagine we're, maybe in the kitchen area, sitting there thinking about this.
Quietly eating breakfast, just like, what the fuck happened?
Okay. So, really, you go up top of the stairs, turn down the hallway, so straight on the end to a table in a sort of like kitchen dining area, and you'll see Saros and Auric there, quietly discussing something, both with very concerned looks on their faces.
I'm walking up, assuming that the person I have to take care of is Sarah, so I'm walking up.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
But, where have you been?
Store friend at the time. I was told I needed to help. Is it you? I'm assuming it's you. Oh, those cuts look a lot worse than I thought they were.
Oh, I mean,
Really, yeah.
yes. But, are you the healer they sent?
They just told me to come over here and help.
This house is really, truly, just absolutely inept and useless. You're not. Don't get me wrong. I just figured they'd have not prisoners on staff being able to help out. It's Sloane. Come.
Sloane?
Yes, we do not need, I almost said Kieran. We do not need Saros healed at this time. There's been an accident with Sloane, and do you know much of necromancy?
Do I know much of necromancy? I don't know how much of arcane I know.
You haven't really had a lot of experience with it. Not on your backstory, not on your... not really a common thing in the woods. Not in Etredale either, so... Mostly your nature magic, a little bit of evocation. That's about it.
No. It's not something I've ever really come across.
I suppose it's not ordinary necromancy of the arcane nature. She's been... Well, you come and look.
Okay.
Explain when we get there.
Of course, come on. Let's go.
Okay. You make your way to Sloane's room. And are you still just like lying there looking at the roof in the dark?
Mm-hmm. But when I hear the door open, I'll like slowly turn my head, and when I see Relia, I remember you.
Hello. Has she been bandaged at all, or does she still just have a gaping hole in the middle of her chest?
In the middle of her sort of like cloak and coat is just a hole where you can just see a patch of skin, sort of probably right where the ribs start under your sternum, and there is you can sort of see that where that skin is, there's a central bit where it's just shadow, and like leaking out of that is this sort of black mess that's clawing at the rest of the skin around it, and there's this very easy to see bruise that would stretch up towards where her heart is, but that's covered by the rest of her clothing.
I get over to her bedside immediately, and I guess I just want to do a general medicine check. See if there's anything I can do right now, immediately. Oh wait, we're allowed to use physical dice, right?
Yes.
I never
get the roll is now working on the stream. So
the roller is working, yeah.
Now you have to use that.
I never get to use
It's fun while it lasted.
As she awoke, she claimed that
29.
what had done this to her had turned her into a revenant. Ordinary revenants are gifted this in order to complete some sort of vengeful task. This deity seems to be forcing her to do its bidding by bringing her into this state of undeath.
Is the stream down?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is. It's flashing between, like up and down for me, real fast.
If you refresh it, it's offline.
Everybody says it does.
Yeah.
Josh, you there?
Oh, now we're back.
It's back. Yeah, it's back.
Oh, Here we go.
1 sec, friends.
No, we're back up line right now.
I typed 1 sec, friends, knowing we're online still. While we were gone, the whole party died, and Sloan had killed them all.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a very eventful 6.5 seconds.
It happened again.
Yeah, we all just cleaned ourselves up. We were all crying a second.
Is it down again?
TPK. No, looks good on this end.
What is going on?
I'm just gonna feel fresh. No, it seems good.
I think the internet just hiccuped.
Gotta love that Australian internet.
We have more
Sloan
viewers
is the
than
most
women offline.
Yep. Okay, so
I rolled a 29 for my medicine check. I don't think that does
her
anything.
heart is missing.
She's missing an organ. I'm sure you know that.
No. How could you?
I don't know what I can do for this. I don't have my magic.
Well, you can see there is this shadowy bit here. something is sustaining her. And as she claimed that she was risen as a revenant.
Important question. Is the heart around?
There was like a bit of gore on the floor in the other room, but not enough to be a whole heart.
I even if I knew what to do, I don't have my magic. They took that away for the time being. Nova, how long does the ritual take to bring back Darko? I'm trying.
An hour.
Give me an hour. I can see what I can do in an hour.
As much time as you need. We're just waiting on Leaf to return.
Do everything I can. And I'll start summoning my woofer.
You start summoning your magic pet. Mike, you probably just make it to the ship. I'm gonna say it took a bit of time for her to get to you guys. You guys were discussing having breakfast. You rode pretty quick. A lot faster than you probably should have. But you got there. And you just start climbing onto the boat, I imagine, because you have a climb speed, just straight to the side of the hull.
I mean, he's, at this point, like, claws up over the edge, like, really slowly just kind of rolls onto the ground, just like, oh, Yaako! Oh, God! Yaako!
Okay.
Like,
so,
is the Kopesh on the deck?
It is not on the deck.
Yeah. He's crawling
Yaako,
towards the door.
No one seems to respond at the moment. But Tamel will come out of the cabin. Like, Leaf, what's going on here?
The weapon, Sloane's weapon, the axe, sword thing. I need it.
Are you sure? I see that she left it here for a reason.
Yeah, she did. It was a mistake. We need it back.
There's a lot of mistakes happening at the moment. Alright, no. Sure. And he goes and gets the weapon and brings it back to you.
Yeah, can you get me back to shore?
No, I can't, and I should probably tell you that Nia's not doing so well. I can't seem to get her out of the depression she's in. Leave her with me, maybe a few more weeks, she'll be fine.
Shit.
She can't cast magic anymore at all.
Is she alive?
Yeah, she's alive.
Shit. Oh, we are making a mess out of this. I have to go.
Okay,
what can you?
You go. I can try. Ask. Just go get in your boat. And as you do, he kind of gets down, puts a hand on the deck. He's like, I know I'm not Yakko, but maybe you could help our friend over there. He's apparently got some shit going on. And I'm going to make a charisma check on Tamel's behalf to see if he can convince the boat to go far, like to change the waves for you, since it is a bound elemental. Let's see. /roll 1d20. That's one S20. That wouldn't have helped.
Yeah, Leaf is like climbing back into the boat, and he's like, "Please, come on, magic boat. I've paid you many compliments. You're the most beautiful boat I've ever seen. Please send me back. I can't. I'll die. I will die if I have to row back again."
So you kind of get the wave sort of picks you up. You roll pretty well. 14 plus 3, 17, and carries you halfway to shore in the space of like 3 minutes, and then the wave sort of dies off as it kind of gets too far of the range of the elemental, and you're cruising at a decent speed, but if you want to keep that speed up, you have to start rowing.
Yeah, I'll start rowing. Unless there's like, is there a ship going by I can shoot my grappling hook crossbow at or anything? Like,
sure. Yeah, there's things going past. I mean, it's a pretty busy trading dock. It would make sense that there's things coming and going all the time. At the very least, there's something kind of going like you know, angled across your path that you might be able to at least hop a bit closer. So, it's... How long did we say the rope was? It was like 120 feet, right?
Yeah.
I think you got 120 foot of rope. So, yeah, okay, make a single... I was going to say a disadvantage. If you've got a sharpshooter, make an attack on a ship. Make an attack on a ship.
Can he, like,
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds really bad. It's a 19.
I saw the one coming and I was like, oh god, no. So you fire and just dunk into the ship. And as like the knot at the end of the rope, like through your crossbow, you just hold on and just yanked.
Yeah, well, I think it was a chain, right? So I think like...
It's a chain?
This is the thing that was shooting Nia in the chest, right?
Yep, but I think you've already used the chain part. You have to now be like adding your own part to it.
So yeah, he like wraps the rope around his devil arm, and yeah, just like holds on, like both feet braced against the front side of the boat, just trying to keep it moving forward.
Okay. Yeah, so you start getting pulled, and I imagine you can sort of the sword is in like a big scabbard. You could shoulder that and start pulling yourself closer. The boat is the bigger ship has probably cut half your time off as it sort of angles past the dock. You can you could probably row for now 3 or 4 minutes and be able to get to the shore, and then you get a 20-minute run back to the manor. Yeah. You probably get to the shore and there'll be a bunch of like, oh my god, my ship, my boat, give me back.
Yeah, like very sorry, sir.
And
just like, yeah, but it like getting on, clearly like still exhausted, completely out of breath, like on all fours for a second, and then.
All right, you will arrive as you arrive as Relia is starting her own administrations to Sloane, sort of like get to the door, and as you sort of run in, like one of the big guards just sort of like the whole what was it, Rogue One, you've been rescued, just like grabs you by the chest, and you like almost go straight down to your back. He just lifts you up and it starts carrying you inside, which I'm not sure if you would care about since you are so damn tired at this point. You've been like exerting yourself at maximum for more than an hour.
Yeah, he's just like, he's pretty much limp, and it's just like, oh, good job, you got me, better bring me upstairs. Jeez, I've been naughty.
Okay.
Thank God you can catch something coming into this goddamn house.
So you get grabbed, and you get taken to the stairs, and he sort of like roughly throws you. And looks at the weapon and reaches for it and grabs the scabbard and starts yanking it off of you.
if I can just pull it out of the scabbard and then just keep going up.
Sure, you can do that. He's chasing you now though, so you are slightly faster because you can cunning action dash. So while that's happening, while you're tussling with the guard on the staircase,
and like you would hear this from a mile away, Leaf is swearing his head off at just absolutely screaming at this guard.
Okay. You do. You don't. You just feel this yearning, that point in your chest. You almost feel like there's a chain binding it to the blade, and it almost like just for a moment your watch, she just like gets lifted from the bed, touched by this thing, and then she just drops down as she realizes that it's here. Relia, what are you doing?
Oh, that's a good question, because I don't think even Relia knows how to fix this. Not sure I want to try and regenerate this, because I'm not sure that's going to help. And that's wasting a very expensive spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
Can I cast... This might be really good or really bad.
Yep. What is it?
I want to cast a spell magic.
Doing that too.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm only going to do this at third level. Let's do third.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that regeneration spell on standby, maybe.
Yeah, well, no, I was planning on saving it for you.
So, let me just throw this out there. You cast Detect Magic and nothing happens.
Oh shit, that was the spell, not detect. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot.
You cast the spell, and as it tries to, you and probably Auric will kind of see it as a visual representation of magic, especially you, Auric, with your fucking eyes. As this like web crawls over Sloane and starts to solidify. And then you see the magic in her pulses once, and these red lines go all over this web, and it just shatters, and arcane energy just dissipates. You, Saros wouldn't see it, but Auric and Relia would.
What have you done?
It's quite violent, and your ethereal wolf sort of like whimpers back from it, and you almost feel like your hands are being burnt with bloodlust.
What was that?
At that point, Leaf just fucking slams into the room, sword in hand, and you hear the of the guard chasing him.
I'm just gonna like toss it in at Saros and then close the door with me and the guard on the other side.
Cool. Make a dex save, Saros.
A sword.
Just shink.
Yeah, just stabs him right in the chest.
It's a good thing I'm here.
2 hearts for the price of 1.
18. Okay, so you sort of sit there, you sidestep, and just as it's falling point first, you just catch it. It's fairly heavy, and like it takes a second. You take the weight, and then the sort of mystical, deific energy of it just amplifies its weight until it's heavy, and it just slams into the ground. And like because there's a bit of a guard for the pommel, guard and pommel, you don't actually get your fingers crushed. You can get them out of there, but it is now too heavy for you to lift. This sword is not yours right now. There was a reason why it was allowed to come this far.
But there you go, Sloane on the floor, ready for you to pick it on up.
At that point,
is this a good idea?
the door more or less explodes inwards, and Leaf is cast to the ground with a massive armored knight standing on the other side, advancing. Sloane, what would you like to do?
I'll kind of just like slowly turn my head to look at it. And then I'll slowly sit up and turn so that my legs are over the bed or couch or whatever I'm on. And then just kind of look at it for a second. And then I'll reach forward and grab the handle.
Okay. For a second, and just a second, the shadow version of yourself is reaching down opposite you and holding it. And as you like lift it up, it comes up. It is identical to you, except where it's shadow everywhere else. Where your flesh with a shadow heart, it is shadow with a flesh right here.
So it has my heart.
It has your heart.
So
prove.
Can anybody else?
And then everyone else sees it and hears it say prove worthy, and then it just goes.
Oh. It has my heart.
What on earth are you dabbling with?
I don't know. But it had my heart. Can we get it back?
Oh, you can kill anything.
Leaf is picked up off the floor. You've probably got a couple levels of exhaustion for running so hard, so we can roll out the fight, or you can just accept that this big knight has just punched you a couple times and has you senseless in one hand.
Yeah, I mean, like he would kind of be like, "You're out of your goddamn mind," and like turn his helmet around, like just try to like, like he's not trying to like hurt him or anything, but he is like he's trying to undo all the clasps on his armor and like turn his helmet around and like throw all of his daggers into the walls. Like he's just being a nuisance.
Yeah, okay, but with all that, you definitely are annoying, but the guard kind of takes you to what were your rooms, throws you in it, and then bolts the door shut, and locks it. And it stands outside your room, Sloan, with everyone else in it, and we're going to take a quick break.
Cool.
We go for about an hour and 45 minutes. You guys could probably use a breather.
Yes, please.
So we'll see you all in a few.
Take
us to the beer back screen, please. Hey guys, and welcome back to Roll for Damage. We've just had our mid-time break. We've got about an hour and a bit left, and it's been an eventful little session so far. Very, very story-heavy. Sloane's had a great time, happier than she's ever been.
Fucking fantastic.
But we're going to shift focus right now, because Leaf was promised that he would be able to get access to the vault. And you might have just been punched around a little bit, you might be a little bit tired, but you also have nothing to do now because you've been locked in a room. So in the break we discussed the possibility of you going and doing that. So let's go see how that goes for you. So you're locked in this room, you're a little bit worse for wear. What would you like to do, Leaf?
I mean, if I'm locked in the room, I guess, yeah. I mean, he's there until he can breathe again. Like he's quick, but that was a lot of running. So he's just like breathing quietly on the floor, and I think listening to see if anything horrible is happening down the hall while the sword has gotten tossed in.
No, everything seems pretty chill. They're just discussing, ways to fix Sloane and coming up short in most regards, I think.
So it doesn't sound like the sword really did the trick.
No, she is the same as she was.
Well, I guess he takes the relief in the fact that she was up for that brief second that he saw. So I guess he'd go and try the door.
Okay. The door is locked, but as you sort of mess with it, Harding, who's been talking to a guard, sort of hears it. He's like, comes up. Leaf, you may have really made them mad. I can. Yeah. They're not gonna let you out unless you have, you know, a good reason. Tell me you got something up your sleeve here that we can use, please.
I mean, we got this meeting soon. I'm trying to make sure that all of us are going to be alive by the time that happens.
I'll try research a bit more about Sloane and whatever's going on with her, but I don't think it's a huge possibility to alive her by then. But you'll definitely be allowed out for the meeting. The Dusang have gone to some extreme measures to make this take place. They've sent out groups of Sanguinar to literally pick up and fly back people that are meant to be part of the houses. So that's taking place either tonight or tomorrow morning. I did not think they would go to these lengths to get you acquainted with the other houses.
Yeah, well, we're a real attractive group. What can I say? We have a gravity about us.
I feel like you're being a bit of a pun on Auric there. But anyways, I do need a name for your mercenary band to present you as. So think on that, and that's how you'll be presented to the assembly tonight or tomorrow morning. Is there anything you need to do before then, though?
They told me that I could, I mean, I don't know if this privilege has been revoked, but I had a date with a book in a vault.
Yeah, we can get you there. Zafin is waiting for word that you are willing to. He's not happy that you broke out. But I did explain that something had happened to Sloane and you kind of needed to, and he really wants your guys' help. He will he's bending over backwards to get you guys on side. So I believe I could get you escorted to his. Well, I could probably get him here would be better, and then you can discuss what you need to do. Would you like me to fetch him?
I think that'd be great. The quicker the better. I think the least safe place in the world right now is a locked room inside of this house.
Yeah, look, would you believe that no one's actually managed to get into this house uninvited for like 100 years?
Well, they are sure making up for it this week.
Yeah, well, I'm against Zafin, and he just walks away.
Yeah, and Leaf sits there and is just like, he's sitting and he's looking at the door, and every once in a while he's just like...
Okay. After maybe 10 minutes, Zafin comes down, and he's sort of like, oh, hello, you had to go break out, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. My friend got her heart ripped out under your watch. That's the different friend that got all chopped up, and not those people who got, you know, torn to pieces and one of them disappeared and was just a pool of blood afterwards. This was something else that actually did this, we think.
I understand what you're saying, I really do, but you can't really blame us for the 5. They are beyond reason. Nothing can be done to stop them, so that one I'm not taking responsibility for. And really, from what I understand, and what one of my soldiers saw, was that a shadow being was summoned by your large woman, and interacted with her. Is this? I could do some divinations and find out, but is that the same creature that injured her?
I don't know. I mean, they just said that maybe the sword would help, so I went to go get it. I mean, I understand that you didn't want me to break out, but those guys at the bottom, they're not too talkative, and I didn't think there would be time for me to explain exactly why I needed to leave. I did come back.
Yes, that's in your favor. Okay, look, let's take you to the vault, and we'll see how that goes. You need to be aware this is dangerous, and he unlocks the door and brings you out. Even more for someone who's already corrupted by the fiendish. He points to your arm.
Yeah, I have a little bit of familiarity through that might serve me well.
Well, you'll be passing by some of the most powerful wards that we can devise, and doors containing bound celestials, and finally the book itself, which contains knowledge on the infernal, and each page is a test of willpower. If you're not ready, you may find yourself very dead, or thrown into hell, or possibly possessed by some devil to be forevermore its plaything. Are you ready for all of this?
I mean, no, but I'm gonna do it.
Well, I'll place a blessing upon your soul to help you ready yourself for what is to come, though it may not be enough.
It never is.
And he just, follow me, and he heads off. And as he's going, he casts Bless on you, so you get that 1d4 for saving throws.
Gonna need that.
You will need that. So you're taking out of the wing of the house that you are staying in, and back to the lobby, and then up the main set of like sweeping stairs to an office. The office has two sets of curtains, one which is on a large window, and one that's just against a wall. And you can feel this sort of pulsing energy coming off it, which makes it hard for you to kind of look at that area of the room, like your vision wavers like you're looking at a mirage. Zafin pulls the curtain aside, and this painful golden light spills out from hexagrammatic runes carved into it. These very powerful wards, which make it kind of uncomfortable for you just to be in the presence of. And with the veil aside, you can hear this like choral music seem to sing out from the doorway. Zafin steps forward, and you can't hear what he says, but he says something to the door. The music is filling your ears too much. And then he opens it and motions you forward. You can see a long, carved hallway with just thousands of wards in this like weaved, winding pattern down the hallway. You committing to entering?
Yeah.
As you cross the threshold of the door, the skin of your arm starts to smoke, your devil hand, and you can see the red arm, the flesh peeling back and just flaking off. Can you make a wisdom save, please?
Wisdom. I think so. It won't let me. Okay.
Do you need help, or are you good?
That is a 7.
You do get a d4 to add to it.
I will. Oops.
Yeah, no space for installation roll. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be too low.
8.
Yeah, an 8. So your arm starts to dissolve, and you can see as it's falling apart, like the knuckles on your hand start sticking through the skin, the elbow, and it's very, very painful. You're going to take this much radiant damage.
Oh my god.
a heart wasn't enough for you to take. You also still had to take an arm in this episode.
What is wrong with you?
34 points of radiant damage to your arm. But you stumble through the door and take a look around. It is at the far end, about 40 to 50 feet. It's not very long, really. Is a dark metal door forged from adamantine and something you vaguely recognize as a material called abyssium. This dark metal has this like faint greenish tinge to it, and there's like whirls of green mixed into the metal. The doorway itself is made out of just the brightest silvery metal that you've ever seen, and the door itself sheds light. Zarfin walks down there with no hesitation, gets to the door. As you walk down the hallway, can you please make a wisdom save?
Oh, no.
Zarfin opens the door at the end.
Oh my god, it's a
Ooh,
nat 20.
that's a nat
which
20.
becomes an 18.
As he opens the door at the end, yeah, you know what, I'll let you pass 2 for that. Plus blessed, so yeah, you probably get, if we average it out to 20 anyway.
Maybe a 20.
So he opens the door at the end, and all the runes glow red for a moment, and the choral voices become this sort of screaming, this high-pitched wailing. The doorway, you can almost feel the bound celestials swimming inside it, but you resist whatever they're trying to do and just step through with no problem. You manage to tune out that sound. You are currently in a large room with a plinth in the middle. And give me just 1 sec. Clickety clack goes my keys as my things update on my other screen. Oh, of course. Okay, so you stumble through the doorway and take a look around. There's a 3-foot wide marble path that leads to a large plinth with a tome atop it. The rest of the room off the path is depressed 10 feet and seems to flicker between a shadowed rocky pit, it's just a carved stone room, and a hellscape. There are lakes of fire that flicker into being. There is a cliff face not 15 feet from you for a moment that holds cages filled with these suffering souls. You see a swarm of imps like fly across it and rip open one of the cages, grabbing onto this soul and try to tear it out, and the soul refuses to leave, despite, sitting there in these blasted winds. It is holding onto the cage, trying to not be let out. And then the room flickers again, snaps back to just a rocky cavern with a marble plinth.
Hell of a spot you got here.
Zarfin sort of looks at you with a raised eyebrow. It's, not usually this, active. We've made this place specifically for this. It's a extra dimensional, place to hold this safely. This is a very dangerous thing you are doing, and I want your assurances that if I let you do this, your team will take Van as its benefactors. I believe that you were here to seek knowledge of the Blood War, you said, and I know you were capable of taking down Viridia, the choking miasma. I do think you might be able to be the ones to take down the 5. But we've never... Not many get this far, and those that do usually refuse to open the book. The book itself is a if you can't resist it, it's a stepping stone to damnation.
I wasn't aware that we would have to agree to the deal. I can't speak for all of us here right now. This is something I have to do, not them.
Then how about, whoever you work for, you promise me that you will take care of the problem I presented to you. In payment, I will let you have access to this book 3 times.
Deal.
Okay. And he steps back. And the book is sitting there. And it's kind of got this hard bound iron covering. And it looks like the edges of it are sharp. Like if you used to try to open this, you will cut yourself. The top of the book has runes and wards and different symbols that you recognize some of as devilish script. And there's a large sort of seal in the center of a sort of like 6-sided pentagrammic symbol. As you open the book, please make a wisdom save.
Ooh, I don't like these.
1 more level and you get these as a thing.
Oh, that's a 6.
Okay. Leaf, you place your hand on the page as you open it, and then you kind of like smooth out the vellum within, and your hand sinks into the page. And you feel as your arm starts getting pulled in, and it's like inexorable, you can't get away, slowly but surely up your bicep, to your shoulder, to your chest. Is there any way you have to escape this, or is this just a thing you're like, well, this is happening?
I don't know if Leaf... Do I get a feeling that this is not what the book is supposed to do?
Yeah, you look up to Zarfin, whose like face is frozen in terror. He seems to have started to step forward and he's just frozen in place.
And this is my not devil arm that's getting...
Yes.
Can I hellish rebuke it with the devil arm?
You can try. You can certainly try.
I think I will do that. Just like as it's trying to take the other one, like, no, you already got this one. Come on, and like dig the claws in and just blast it with hellish rebuke.
Okay. Roll the damage for it. Let's see if it's enough. I do have a threshold for this, so I want to see if you hit it.
Okay. 2d10.
Mm.
10.
You throw your hand at it, and the fire sort of explodes out, and it's sucked into the book, and the other hand is sinking in. And you try to push out, and then you feel your chest hit it, and just as your chest touches it, you just feel this searing pain of just eternal fire scorch across you. Slowly, your neck, and then your face, and then all of you is pulled in. And you find yourself falling bodily into the skies of an infernal plane. Falling through these burnt iron clouds. As you break through them, you're falling towards a sprawling, damned metropolis. Towards the Dark Tower at its heart. as you fall, you feel this burning sensation in your eyes and a tearing feeling across your skull. And this swarm of imps comes whirling around you. And the whisper that you hear is mostly, he's back. As you fall towards the tower, make a dexterity save to try to catch it. Catch some iron peak of it.
That's a 20.
Okay. I was like, 10, that's not good, but no, plus 10 to it.
Plus 10.
So, you're kind of falling, and you kind of like glide yourself across a bit, and your arm reaches out, and as you see it, it's this now much larger, cracked with like molten metal seeping out of it, and you just claw into the side of the tower and tear down some and stop. And you feel this sort of cloak of shadow drop from your shoulders and hang around you as you one-handed just pull yourself up to the top of the tower, where you see a iron throne. A red-skinned being sits atop it. 2 large horns sprout from his head. They crown across it. He has a halo of fire hanging above them, a staff of office in hand, and a 3-headed dog sitting at his feet. He looks to you. I did not think to find you back in my presence.
I'm full of surprises. You got to admit, that's one hell of an entrance, though, hey? You don't see that every day.
You are in danger here, Talon King. Many in the legions were enraged that you abandoned them. Though, delivering the weapon has helped your cause. The god beasts are being prepared to drive the demonic horde from my city.
You're putting that green thing to good work then, are you?
It is bound.
Alright.
Why have you come?
I've got a few questions.
Well... He sort of stops for a second. Where you've come from, you are so close to demons. I'm surprised you can't taste them.
What are you talking about?
Where have you been? And he sort of sniffs the air for a second. Etradale. For some reason, that land of holy knights is infested with the demonic. I will give you 2 gifts, but I want something in return, and then you can answer your question. Ask your questions.
2 gifts? I didn't know you had some presents for me. Is it something I already lost? Because regifting doesn't count.
It is. Firstly, I will restore your resistance to the infernal. No longer will you be affected so much by those you once served. You have expertise on wisdom saves against anything devilish, which should help you significantly.
Yeah, that will do that.
Secondly, provided that you follow through with my wishes, I will allow you to wield the power you once held here in my armies for 1 minute while on the material plane.
Well, that's quite an offer. What are you looking for in return?
I have taken a small amount of interest in what is happening in the city of Etredale. The Vaan are problematic. The Marcius should be ignored. I have uses for them. When you return, I want you to inflict as much damage as possible to Etredale. Make it so that they cannot stand against what is coming. The scions of what is good and just refuse to accept our advances. They are short-sighted. Their world is ending, and they are too busy squabbling amongst themselves to allow for salvation. The rule of hell could unite them fully. Put them in a position where they are desperate enough, and I'll answer any questions you have. All the while, slay as many demons as you can wherever you find them. Become that red ruin you were in the past. Do we have a deal, Alwhain Hellhand?
Boy, people asking a lot of me today. When you say prepare them for what's coming, what's coming?
You may have thought of us as evil.
Yeah?
What is coming? Seeks not control, or destruction, or chaos, but oblivion. An end to all things. Nothing left standing. They will feed all of eternity to the void. I wish to stop that. I rather like my place upon the throne.
And you keep your place upon the throne. Status quo down here. Status quo up there. That's what you're looking for?
More or less. The continuation of existence is important. Would you not agree?
We are agreeing on way more stuff today than we ever have before.
Yes. This would have been easier when you were my first blade.
I don't care much for the Vaans, to be honest. Honestly, not caring much for Etredale lately.
So, do you agree to our terms?
Oh, hell. Why not?
And he stands up, 15 feet tall, takes 2 steps towards you and holds a hand out.
Yeah, hold out the devil hand.
This contract, no writing. You will take a small piece of me, and I will take a small piece of you.
Yeah, I mean, what do you need? Another tattoo? My left cheek is still empty.
He shakes your hand. Nothing of the sort. It's done. He sits down on his throne. Ask your questions. What can Despater do for you?
How do we kill the 5?
Well, violence mostly. You're going to need to be more specific. Anything that lives can die.
You know of them. You must.
They have special places here.
Well, we see fit to deliver them to those places. They're after someone close to me.
Saros. He has been marked by pain. A human soul bound in the heart of a construct. Rune-smithed items of power across his body. A deadly warrior in his own right, but find a way to steal his magic and he is nothing special. Understand his armor is thick. You'll need to hit him hard and break the gem that lies in the center of his body. That is all. Release it. Release it with your hand there, and I will take it for my own. Consider it a favor for services rendered in the past.
You're doing yourself a favor, honestly. You thought I was a handful. If Saros ends up down here, then you're gonna have a hell of a time with him. Drive the hand into the gem? That's what you're saying?
Yes. It will be more sturdy than any plate armor on the material world. Enough force should break it, though. I will permit 2 more questions. Your time here is short. I can feel the pull back to that book.
You're watching the people I'm traveling with. You've seen them.
Is that your question?
No. Auric. He's close to being able to make some big changes. Things that I desire more than anything.
I remember.
He mentioned some sort of codex. Something that, if he got his hands on, could nudge him in the right direction.
What is he looking for? What do you need of him?
I can't remember the name of it, but what was the... He mentioned...
I don't remember how to
Step
pronounce
forward.
the first word. Oh,
And he places a hand upon, like you can see you're struggling. He places a hand on your temple. And he casts a very high level detect thoughts. And you feel it sort of like worm its way into your head. The Akashic. I do not know where it resides. However, Mephistopheles. If anyone does, it is him.
Well, you want to put in a good word for me?
It could be arranged. However, you will be mine again next time you arrive here. When your soul has left your body, you will swear allegiance to me and me alone. You will lead my armies, and you will help end this war.
Well, now I feel like we're changing the deal.
No, you want something separate. You want a good word in with Mephistopheles.
I just want to know where it is. Whatever it takes.
Fine. You asked a question. My answer is I do not know. If you wish for something separate, make a better deal.
Alright. Take my last question for now. Old, Greenie down there, who you just got. I get a feeling there's more coming. Who's raising these dragons and how can we stop them?
The first one was raised centuries ago by stupid mortal adventurers. Since then, that White Queen has gained power. She is raising her siblings. Warning to you, Tiamat, if put back together on the material plane, will be outside the laws which govern the rest of the gods, which govern even things like myself. She will have free reign. Added to that, she is part Titan, primordial in nature. She won't need worship to keep existing. There is the horseman, the thing that was worse. They want oblivion. One is already active on Tariel, active on the world. The first, a Red Rider.
Well. Okay. The Rider's what's coming. The Rider wants oblivion. That has nothing to do... That's separate from the dragons.
Yes, but... if you find yourself with no recourse. Find a way to summon war. Set it at Tiamat. Maybe they will end each other.
At least put on a hell of a show.
This only works if no more horsemen make their way to the material plane. Every new one that arrives exponentially increases the power of the others.
Well, then maybe the Red Rider should meet the Red Hand.
Maybe. If there's nothing else, I have business to attend to.
Of course, you're very busy. I may come knocking again. I hear they may let me back into this vault again. So I come dropping out of the sky again. Maybe I take that deal. Maybe we get that word in with Mephistopheles.
As you wish. Do you remember how to use those things? And he sort of like gestures to that shadowed cloak. And as you sort of look behind you, you have wings draped across you, made of shadow and flies.
How could I forget?
Well, your door is closing, as he points up.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm sure I'm going to be seeing you soon enough. If you happen to see that bastard pit fiend swinging my wedding ring around, you have that waiting for me next time I come down.
Even better, he has your blade. And
Cherry on top.
Burst of fire, he leaves, and his hound, three-headed hound, stands up and starts advancing on you.
Yeah, not today, and I will fly away.
Alright. For the rest of you, who were not part of this, what happened was... my voice is destroyed from doing that too long. You guys had this sensation all of a sudden, like a weight on you as Despater sort of let his presence be felt as he like showed himself to Leaf. And that leaked out through the portal. Every single person in that house had the weight of his power just rest on them. All of you make wisdom saves with disadvantage. Except for Leaf, who's, you know, there with him having an old chit-chat.
So 22 for me.
Okay. So we've got a natural one from Auric.
Natural one.
We have a single roll from Aurelia.
I knew I shouldn't have eaten sweets.
Okay. We have the roll from Saras as well. And we have the roll from Sloan. None of you hit the DC. You are all crushed to the floor under this weight of his power. You just find yourself face down. All of you are spun on the spot to effectively be genuflecting in the direction of the portal, even if you don't know where it is.
I'd like to use my ability to detect portal that I have as a Horizon Walker.
You can detect portal if you wish.
I just know the distance and direction to the closest planar portal within 1 mile of me.
That away. Up, you're already upstairs. It'll be kind of just like a couple hundred meters to a couple hundred feet, sort of like northwest of you.
Do we feel like we're being dragged to the portal, or are we just like all?
No, you just you just get pushed to the ground, and then as you try to like put your hands up, your arms are pulled out in front of you, and then your body is just turned on the spot to be facing it. Sort of exorcist shit.
Where's my ethereal wolf? Does he seem affected?
He is also doing the same thing. You are all currently sort of reliving your worst, most traumatic experiences as that sort of like hellish power sits on you. That lasts for the entire length of time that Leaf was there. And then when he leaves, it snaps shut and you can all get up. So if any of you in the same room with the others, you might be a little bit, what the fuck was that?
Oric and I on the kitchen floor.
Really is sobbing in the corner.
That was strange.
I'm getting
you
rather
don't have feelings.
tired of
I
reliving
don't have feelings.
our worst memories on the weekly basis.
I'm really getting tired of people opening up portals to places they shouldn't be.
So you know what that was?
A gateway to... I can only imagine some deep part of the abyss.
Okay. So, Leaf, as you exit the book, you kind of just find yourself flopping out of the page onto the floor. The Zarfin is there, and as he gets up, he just backs away and is just like holding a holy symbol as like tears are streaming down his face. He's just like praying quietly. He looks at you for a second and closes his eyes.
I think when Leaf comes out, he collapses on the floor. He's like hyperventilating. His eyes are just like wide, and there are just tears dripping onto the floor in front of him.
Shh, Shelby.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I was muted.
The book is still open in front of you.
I close it if I can.
Okay.
Slam it shut.
I'm going to send you the front page of it that you would have started reading as you were getting pulled into it. So you get one page from the book. That's what you get for this. You'll get that immediately after the session.
Okay.
Do you just go return to your friends? Like, just leave Zarf in there and just, like, get the fuck out of that room?
Yeah, everything that is Leaf is kind of gone right now. He doesn't even quip at him on the way out. Just, yeah, eyes still wide, hands just at his sides, like going through this motion that he's been doing a lot under moments of stress of just miming, loading, shooting, and reloading a crossbow just over and over again. And so his hands just kind of moving those motions unconsciously as he just staring straight ahead, eyes wide, tears just streaming down his face, walks out.
Okay. All right. You make your way to your friends, and they would have only been sort of where they were for maybe a minute before you arrive. So I imagine they're all still in various states of shock, maybe not talking to each other too much, trying to process what happened. Except for Sloane, who, like, while you had all that stuff happen and while you were forced to genuflect all that stuff, but you didn't really get attached to any of it. There's one thing, and that's you find yourself concerned for Oric. That's all.
Me?
Yeah. That's the extent of the emotion you feel right now. I imagine you all gather in the kitchen?
Yeah, as soon as Leaf shows up, I want to do a once-over on him to see if he's hurt. Like, wiping my eyes, just quickly trying to attend to him.
by the way, Leaf, all the extra bits and things that are happening, gone. You're back to normal Leaf right now.
Yeah, so he is not physically hurt. But I think like he's the best he's trying to hide it. He looks a little shell shocked.
I'll grab a chair. Sit down. Don't look so good.
Okay. We have about 10 minutes left, so if there's anything you guys want to discuss about the fuck is happening to you guys, you do know that now you have this sort of, well, Leaf knows you have a meeting later today or tomorrow morning, so you should probably start getting prepped for that. Also, that you have at least one house is currently in the city and not being, like, making its way here, which is the Dusang, who are the ones, you know, Raphael, who didn't really like you guys too much. He's the only other one you could go visit beforehand if you wished. Other than that, you're kind of still confined to quarters.
I feel like whatever we have to discuss is going to take longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think Leaf just sits there, like, pretty quietly.
Yeah, what can we really sense coming off of Leaf in this moment? Because, truthfully, we don't actually know at all. Like, last we knew he was locked in a room.
Can I set off a detect magic?
You can.
I want to do that.
My magic eye see anything?
He's covered in this sort of... it's still kind of divine energy because of the way, you know, gods and fiends work, but it's corrupted.
And I think, like, looking at Leaf, like, he's a good liar. Like, he's good at hiding. And I think spending any time around him, you would know he's good at hiding, but he is cracking right now.
Yeah, Oric would walk around Leaf as tending to him, and just investigating him, like looking at him, like maybe he's bold enough, lifting Leaf's arm for a moment and looking at it, his demonic one.
What happened?
What happened to you? He locked you away, we thought.
Yeah. I just, they let me out for a bit. I had to get some answers.
Did you feel that?
You're blistering with corrupted energy.
Yeah. The answers I was looking for had a bit of a high price. I don't know how exactly we are going to get out of this. But we are going to get out of this. We have a big meeting. There are a lot of people here that can do a lot for us. Or they're going to claim that they can. But all in all, no matter what they promise us, this is going to be on our backs.
For narrative sake, I can't remember if really it was there when we were told about the houses. Was I there?
No, you weren't. You're also a bit quiet, so speak up.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I forgot I pushed my mic away for the break. I'm sorry. Meeting for what? I'm very behind here.
They're going to try to sell us off. We're going to be pawns for somebody for some amount of time, but
And
I'm afraid that the 5, strangely enough, aren't as high on our priority list as I originally thought.
I look at Sarah, because I can't see where his camera is. He's up there. Okay.
Saros has just been leaning kind of against a kitchen counter, looking directly at Leaf's face this entire time, fairly expressionless, up until this moment that kind of gets a cock of the head from him. We have bigger problems again?
Again.
And what are these bigger problems? You four just got off the tail of getting rid of a dragon. What's bigger than that?
Yeah. The mother of all of them. Dragon and a titan stuck together. Tiamat. We didn't kill that green creature, and there's going to be more coming, and I don't think there's anything we can do to really stop it.
There has to be something.
Not while all these people are fighting with one another or taking us and trying to use us as pawns, thinking about some sort of what weird crimes we might have committed while we're trying to save the whole lot of them.
Really just like slams her hand down on the table. I'm not doing that because glass top. I didn't give a damn when that thing was slaughtering us. 2 years that thing ran wild and they didn't give a damn. We reached out for help. None was given. Too many settlements. Dimensions were lost. I'm sure you saw if you were in the Crystal Forest. They'll care when it
Tiamat
happens.
is allowed to come back.
Maybe they'll care.
There'll be much more damage than that done.
Or maybe they'll actually give a damn if it's their people being slaughtered. Their children. Their families.
Sloan was just kind
It's
of
not
like...
the end of it.
No, it's okay. Just like kind of like looking to each person, not expressing or emoting at all, but then, you know, hearing the discussion about the meeting and they're gonna bid for us and whatever. I don't think they're going to want me anymore. Looking at her hands.
Ah, come on now, Sloane. Certainly you're not... I mean, they want me. I don't think you missing a heart is going to make too much of a difference to them.
Well, I'm not as strong anymore.
There is one thing I can try on you, Sloan. If you'd like me to. I'm not sure it will work. But it might. And as if your friends here are okay with it, it's natural magic, it's healing, it can't cause harm.
What are you going to do to her?
Are you familiar with Regenerate?
Am I familiar with Regenerate?
You are familiar with Regenerate.
I am You're going to attempt to regenerate her heart.
Or her... what's happened to her hands?
There's no heart to regenerate. We all saw it in the shadow.
We just have to get it back.
This is a problem I don't know how to solve, I'm sorry.
You're very muted.
Me?
Like action? No. I can see
Shelby.
Shelby's mouth moving with no sound
How
coming
is...
out.
oh, hello?
There you are.
Yeah, you're just too quiet.
I don't... okay. I'm gonna need to reset this up. I guess really has gone
Yep.
into quiet. This is one problem I don't know how to solve, I'm sorry. This is the best I think I can do. It can't cause any harm.
Yeah, well, we've said that many times before. I have.
Be surprised.
If you don't want me to, I won't. The option is there.
Who's Sloan?
I don't have any feelings about it.
Okay. As you guys are sitting around the table looking at each other, not sure if the regenerate will work, we'll end the session. So you can see the effects of it at the start of next week. I feel like it went from super high tension to like, do we heal Sloan? Which is like, do we fix the planet or help Sloan? Like,
The two might be interconnected.
they probably are.
I'm so scared after what happened last time. We had questions on whether or not we should heal a person.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I might have caused some PTSD.
Some
there.
deep-seated trust
could be on
issues
there.
in healing spells.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry about
No,
that.
you're not.
Or it just ontologically doesn't think it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. So next week we have maybe Sloan is healed. A bit of a meeting. Maybe the 5 show up. Who knows?
Let's not think of
End
that.
of the world.
I don't want to
Let's not think
do
of that?
that.
Okay, so we're gonna do our round of goodbyes. But before we do that, I want to say thank you very, very, very much to Hero Forge for sponsoring this season. We really appreciate it. They have amazing mini creation on their website. Yep, they got it. Shannon has a tendency to break hers, so I don't know why she keeps ordering them. But, you know.
Because they keep breaking.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Exactly.
Pretty sure she just gets them, takes them out the box and throws them at a wall and orders another one.
No, I don't, but cool.
Nova
Now the world
with
thinks
his
that.
workplace bullying as usual.
Oh, she likes to show
do
them
know
off,
something.
and that often ends with dropping them.
I dropped them once.
She's testing her rogue's acrobatics is what she's doing.
Yes.
Anyways, we're going to find someone to rate in just a few minutes, but before we do that, we'll do our goodbyes. So, again, thank you very much, Hero Forge. And then I'm going to pass you over to Auric.
Hi, everybody. I play Time Mage Ulrich. And I am the DM over at Paradise RPG. And you can find me on social medias at Odo_Sean. I've got I'm involved in all sorts of things, Paradise and outside of it. And yeah, check us out on Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As I've been becoming crueler and crueler to my players because Nova has rubbed off on me. I took my first. Well, technically, I took my second arm last session.
You know,
Yeah,
And technically,
did.
I
We
didn't
say
take it.
Kieran
Another
is
player
a
took
bad
it from another
influence.
character.
You talk.
we say
I'm
Kieran
a
is a
little
bad
sad.
influence, but
I'm a
Nova
great
is
influence.
worse.
I mean, I guess
I'm a
I
little
did
sad
ask
this
for the
episode.
competing strength check when they were pulling. But
It's 100% your fault. 100%.
Anyways,
I am Sean.
Moving-
Thank you for joining us.
moving next door to him, we have Mike playing Leaf.
Hello, I'm Mike, and I am working on setting the world record for most bad decisions made in one session. Oh boy, I love a deal. I'm the DM over at Wonders and Blunders. As Kira mentioned before, we are just about to finish up our first season. We're getting really close to our 100th episode. Jump in, catch the finale. It's a real blast. We got some really cool stuff coming up. You can find us at Wonder and Blunder on social media and anywhere you get your podcasts.
Alrighty. Next up, we have the very alive, much healthy Sloan.
That's me. I have so much emotion to unleash now because I had no emotion during that whole session. So hi, I'm Shannon. I'm going to be really obnoxious for the next 2 minutes. I am also from Paradise RPG. I play Scarlet, our party rogue over there. I am also our community manager. And I mod for Sean's stream on Thursdays where I 100% don't bully him. I show him nothing but love. And we have... We have our next one shot in Paradise coming up on Saturday, April 17th, where we will be playing Disaster Hamsters, which is a brand new adventure from Plot Hooks. We have some friends who helped write it and design maps and puzzles for it, so we're really, really excited to play that live on stream. We have the Sean and Shannon Power Hour on Sundays. Super fun. We've been playing video games and just talking about our sessions, and I've been getting graded. Well, okay, I got graded once because we did it one time, but I will now be getting graded every week.
It
on
was
my
an A-.
It was an A-, yes, so I'm striving for that A+. And yeah, you can find me on social media at sroby25 on everything. Oh, I had to get all that emotion out. It was just so much.
All right.
It was a great challenge. I loved it, Nova. I loved it.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad. Next up, we have Cyril Starweaver.
Hello, I am AgentNumberOne. I've been playing Saros Starweaver, who's been sliced up and diced up, and is not so nice up. I'm part of the Wonders and Blunders crew. I'm also here all the time. I also have my own Twitch channel where I stream strategy games and all sorts of other stuff, mostly Total War, but we've been doing a lot of variety over on the channel lately as well, which has been a whole lot of fun. I'm going to be playing tomorrow on Bards for Bards at 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30. Where we're going to be doing a Goblin one-shot, where I'm going to be playing a Drizzt O'Durden, Joe Erden Goblin knockoff, which I'm really excited for because I know absolutely nothing about that character, just that he exists in the world of D&D. So I'm really, really excited. I love being a Goblin. That's all for me. Come watch us tomorrow. It's going to be
so disappointed. They're such good books, Kieran. What the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe they are. I'm going to make fun of everyone who likes them.
Go read the Icewind Dale books. They're good.
I feel like we're missing someone. Someone else to say goodbye?
Nah. We're good.
Nah? Okay. Well, we'll just no. Come on, Shelby. Do your thing.
Hi. My name is Shelby, or Wystle. I'm from the channel Wystle While You Work. It's a channel where I tell stories from my D&D adventures and draw whatever fun fantasy stuff comes to mind. And I've been playing a very confused Relia who's just watching these new people get sliced and diced and hearts rippeth out. So and now Hell is getting involved in this. It's just interesting party, new friends, bad decisions, getting Nia deja vu. But as Kieran mentioned, I am one of the organizers behind Bards for Bards. It is a huge community collaboration for the Artist Relief Tree. Tomorrow we're having our first one-shot where Mike is DMing. We're going to be playing some goblins. Me, Nova, Kieran, and Evan from Wonders and Blunders are all going to be stumbling through this goblin adventure. And I have the first prizes that were unlocked from meeting our first stretch goal. Which is these amazing books that Hit Point Press sent us from Humblewood. These will be given away during the 24-hour live stream on May 1st. So, totally come and see if you can win a book, or if you want to win a fancy book, 'cause they also sent us a foil edition. They sent us 2 of these. We are giving these away as to 2 people who enter the Bards for Bards Art Challenge. Draw a bard, post it on Twitter, send it to our email, go to the Bards for Bards Twitter account. It's all there. Or their Twitch account. The Twitch account has also been linked. Yeah. And win a really cool book.
You die next session. Alright, hi, I'm NumberOne. I am the DM here. I run Roll for Damage with a couple friends and lots of help from, well, pretty much everyone. All these fine people helped me in some way, shape, or form in the last fortnight for at least an hour. So thank you everyone for doing your part to make our shows so fun. Right, who else do we have to thank? That's everyone. Cool. Want to find out more about us? Check the panels below. We're going to have this up on YouTube in some time because it's been funky lately, but hopefully before the next session comes out. And for the raid, I think we're going to raid Mad Bird Streams. I don't know. The tech gave us that one. I'm going to check them out right now. But that's probably it. So stick around for the raid. Before we go, we tend to run like a 30-second little ad thing. I can't find this person. 30-second little ad thing. So please stick around for it. It helps the channel a lot if you do. And we're all going to wave goodbye now as we transition to the exit screen and I get the raid sorted.
Bye.
Bye.